today's video is going to be a little bit different than the other ones that I've filmed before, because most of those were kind of fun videos, random videos, review videos, and this one I think is going to have a bit more serious note to it. What I want to talk about in this video is something that it gives me a lot of anxiety to talk about because of the fear of the backlash that it's going to get, because people on the internet aren't exactly the nicest in the world, in the sense that they take something that you say and they twist it to manipulate it. But I've been thinking about this for days now, actually weeks now, and I can't stay silent anymore about this particular aspect. Now, as you know, there's a lot going on with the world, and I'm not even going to touch what's going on with the world, but more of how people are responding. Back when I first created my fan account, I would get into politics and arguments about opinion, whether it was political or social or even something like fandoms. I used to get into a lot of debates and arguments trying to prove my point, prove what I was saying was true, and it got to the point where it was really toxic for me, and I almost shut down my fan account, a fan account that I love and adore so much. And that kind of taught me that to prioritize things. In my personal life, when I'm talking one-on-one to people, absolutely share my political views, share my opinions on the world. But when it comes to the more internet, social part of the world, that I wouldn't share my opinion, because while yes, the more followers you have, the bigger influence you have, the more difference you can make and what have you, it was just too much stress for me, too much to deal with. I had people who would get one thing that I said and take it completely out of context and then twist it around and verbally abuse me because of my opinion. And because of that, when more recent events, starting with COVID and the politicalness of that, and then moving on to what's happened more recently in the past few weeks with the rioting and protesting and the election coming up, and just so much is happening in the world right now, and I've made the personal decision to not bring that onto my fan account and not bring it into my life, because frankly, I will be too affected by it. I will be too dragged down by getting into those political conversations, getting into those social conversations, getting into opinion-based arguments. I don't want to deal with it. And while all this has been going on, I've seen multiple posts, and it makes my heart hurt for anyone who deals with mental health. I deal with anxiety, and there's been many times that I have dealt with feelings of depression, and that's why I made the choice not to get involved in what's going on in the world. It's because I know that I can't handle that. If I tried to share my thoughts, I would be so vastly overwhelmed that it would consume every minute and every second of my day, and I can't handle that. I don't want to have that pressure on me. And I know that there are plenty of people out there who feel the same way. People who struggle with anxiety and depression and nerves and all sorts of other things, that maybe you also want to just sit back and let the world do what the world's going to do, while making a difference in your own personal life. But people don't want to allow that. The amount of posts that I've seen since everything's started is attacking. If I've seen posts saying, if you don't share what's going on, if you're silent, that means you're just as bad as the oppressors, you're taking their side. And then I've also seen people who are losing followers because of what they're posting, and their response is, good, I don't want these racists or these bigots or these horrible humans following me, so I'm glad you're unfollowing anyway. And I've had enough. You don't know why someone is doing what they're doing or not doing what they're not doing. If you are someone who struggles with mental illness and you're not posting about what's going on in the world, that's okay. If you've chosen to unfollow an account because they're posting so much of it, That's okay. I can't stress that enough. There is a lot going on in the world, but there are also a lot of people who have the confidence and who have the ability to speak out and to handle it. If you can't handle that, if you're not ready to take that on, that's okay. Do what you need to do to protect yourself and to keep yourself mentally okay. I can't stress this enough. I have a fan account to escape reality. So when I go on my fan account and I see not just political posts or posts about what's going on in the world or environmental activism posts, I don't have a problem with that. It's other people's accounts. I do get frustrated because I'm trying to escape that, but I overlook it. But when I get on and I see hateful messages, hateful responses, the hate of the world just compiling in on me, I have to do something to protect myself, to protect my mental health. During the first week of all that's been going on, I cried myself to sleep because it was bothering me so much. So if it's bothering you, ignore what people are saying. You are not silent because you've chosen the side of the oppressor. You're not silent because you don't care. You're not unfollowing people because you're a horrible person. No, you're doing it to care for yourself. You can't change the world when you're falling apart. I think that that's something that a lot of society overlooks. Change happens on an individual basis. And for me, the way I help, the way I make change, is by learning, is by understanding and having conversations with people in my life. But posting on social media, attacking one group or the other, or getting into arguments online, or making people feel less than because they have a different opinion, that's not how I make a difference. And if that's not how you make a difference, that's okay. If the world is too overwhelming for you right now, take a break. Don't interact with it. You are not a horrible person because you choose to protect something so important to yourself, your mental health. I've seen so much negativity going on, and I will be wrapping this video up. I had to get something off my chest, but I see so much going on in the world, and we forget that yes, society as a whole needs to be different, but we also need to recognize that individual people, they need to take care of themselves. We're so focused on this change the world that we forget the first way to do that, which is, it's to protect yourself. When you have a fire or a car accident or something, the EMTs and the first responders, when they go, there's one thing they have to do before anything else, and that's make sure they are safe. Because if a firefighter goes into a building that is burning and they're not safe, that adds one more person to a list of possible casualties. That adds one more person in harm's way. So you take care of yourself before you try and change and take care of the world. Take care of yourself before you try and take care of someone else, because the truth is, if you're drowning, you can't save someone else who's drowning. And that is something that we've overlooked lately with everything going on in the world. We think things have to be different now. You have to speak up now. You have to talk about this now. You don't. So if you're like me, if you deal with anxiety or any other mental illness and the world's too much for you right now, that's okay. Don't feel like you have to do what everyone else is doing or else you're some bad person. Take care of yourself and then take care of the world. And I don't know if any of this makes sense, and I've probably rambled for however long this video is, but I had to get it off my chest and I had to say something. So to all of my followers, I know I don't have many, but to any of you who deal with mental illness, you can talk to me. If you're seeing those posts and it's bothering you, then feel free to talk to me. Put down in the comments below and I'll respond. Put down what's overwhelming you, and I don't mind talking to you because I'm overwhelmed with the world. Sometimes you need to take a break, and that's okay. That's all I really wanted to say for this video, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and say thank you for watching. I hope that you're all doing okay. I hope that you're all safe. I hope that you're all taking care of yourself and making sure that you're healing, or you're making sure that you're okay, because you're the most important person in your life. It sounds selfish, but it's true. So take care of yourself and do your best to not let the world get you down. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, but I hope that this video helps. I hope that if you felt anxiety about what's going on in the world, or you felt pressure to do anything because of the posts you've seen, I hope that this helps to understand that you're not bad for not doing anything. You're not bad for wanting to take care of your mental health first. In fact, you're brilliant for doing that. Take care of yourself and then take care of the world. And I will see you in the next video.